Hey mama, welcome to Pregnancy Unpacked. I'm Trish, a labor nurse of 16 years, mom of 7, and your birth bestie. I'm going to be walking you through not just baby bumps and fruit sizes, but the entire identity shift that pregnancy will be for you. Each episode drops every Wednesday, and we're going to unpack what's happening in your body, what to expect, what to do, what's normal, even when it feels extremely weird, and how to actually feel supported emotionally and physically. You're going to hear from me where I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm going to be cheering you on along the way. You can follow along each Wednesday because pregnancy deserves more than outdated advice and Google anxiety. Hey mamas, before we dive into this week-by-week breakdown, this Pregnancy Unpacked series, before we talk about morning sickness, ultrasounds, and baby registries, I want to talk about you. And I want to tell you a little bit more about me. I've been pregnant 9 times. I've had 6 beautiful births. And I've also walked through 3 devastating losses. And each one of my pregnancies changed me. I know some of you guys right now are very newly pregnant and you're scared and you're thinking, what if this doesn't take? What if I don't end up with a baby? And I want to tell you what someone told me when I was pregnant with Grayson after my 3 losses. She said to me, girl, you are pregnant right now. You have the honor of hosting this baby right now. And if today is the only day, I want you to love it and honor it. And that changed a lot for me. Now, thank God I did give birth to Grayson, but I wish someone would have told me that when I was having the pregnancies where I lost my babies, because I really didn't enjoy one moment of it. I was so full of fear and angst. And I wish I would have just honored those babies while they were still inside of me. Anyway, that's just a side note. So some of my pregnancies were planned. Some were total surprises. Some ended in tears of joy and some ended in heartbreak, but all of them taught me this. Pregnancy is never just physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual, and it cracks you open, all the way open. And if you let it, it can transform you. So if you're here right now, whether you're 4 weeks pregnant or you're 34 weeks pregnant, whether this is your first time or your 5th time, whether you're feeling overjoyed, overwhelmed, or both in the same breath, because there's room for both, I want you to know something. You are not alone, and I made this podcast just for you. This is Pregnancy Unpacked, a week-by-week series where I'm going to walk you through every stage of pregnancy. But this isn't your standard what size fruit is the baby podcast. This is real talk, nurse talk, bestie talk. I'm going to give you the truth, the science, the symptoms, the what's normal and what's not. But I'm also going to tell you the stuff no one else says out loud. The ragey mood swings, the guilt for not feeling excited, the loneliness, even when you're surrounded, the moment you realize, wow, my complete identity is shifting and there's no going back. And I'm going to do it with as much honesty and humor and heart. You won't just hear from me. Throughout this series, I'll be bringing in real mamas, expert voices, honest conversations about what it really means to grow a human. You're going to hear stories that make you laugh and cry and breathe a little deeper and feel a little less alone. This series will be bingeable on purpose. Whether you're driving to an appointment, laying on the couch with crackers, trying to feel better, or taking a break in your car at work, I'm right here with you every week, every milestone, every weird, wonderful, WTF moment. And the reason I'm doing this is I spent years as labor nurse watching people walk into the delivery room unprepared and unheard. And by then it's almost too late. That's why I started teaching about birth. That's why I created my birth classes and Calm Mama Society, the only pregnancy and postpartum membership of its kind anywhere for $19 a month, which is insane. And that's why I'm here in your ears now, because you deserve to feel educated, empowered, and like you're part of the process, not just a passenger. Wherever you're starting from, however you're feeling right now, let this be your safe space, your education station, your weekly reminder that you're already doing an amazing job. Girl, you are building a human being. You've got a baby growing inside of you. but you're also growing too. Let's unpack it 1 week at a time. Okay, let's start out Pregnancy Unpacked talking about, am I pregnant, and what to know before you know. So here you are, you're waiting. If you're like me, you're like dying for the moment that you can actually test. Maybe even you're testing before you know you should be testing. You're Googling, am I pregnant before a missed period? You're analyzing every little feeling, every weird craving, every crazy dream. If that's where you are right now, you're in the right place. Welcome to Pregnancy Unpacked, where we're going to break it down week by week. But today's episode is starting us off a little different because this is for the moms before they're sure. Whether you're trying to conceive, you're scared that you might be, hoping it's positive, hoping it's not, or just wondering what the heck your body is doing right now, I got you. I'm Trish, labor nurse for 16 years, mama of 7, and your no fluff pregnancy bestie who's here to walk through this wonderful, weird, wild, crazy process. So today we're talking about that sacred space that's full of stress called maybe. And you're wondering, like, am I pregnant? When should I test? How early can I know? What you should be doing before the line turns pink. So let's unpack it. First, a little nerdy nurse moment, if you'll let me. Pregnancy starts when the sperm meets the egg and that fertilized egg implants in the lining of your uterus, but you don't feel that happening. And most people don't actually conceive when they think they do. So here's a little bit of a timeline that you need to know. So there's ovulation, which usually is 14 days before your period starts, not after it ends. And this is really important because some of us have wacky, weird cycles like myself, so it might be off a little different. Fertilization happens in the fallopian tube around 12 to 24 hours after ovulation. Implantation, 6 to 10 days after ovulation. And then HCG, which is your pregnancy hormone, that's going to tell you on that stick if you're pregnant or not, that only starts after implantation happens. And so a pregnancy test won't pick it up until after HCG starts to rise, which means even if you feel that you might be pregnant, your body needs some time to catch up before a test will tell you. So when should you test? The most accurate time to test is the first day of your missed period. And you should be testing first thing in the morning, very first peak, because that's going to have the most concentrated amount of HCG. But I know, because I was you, I know some of y'all are testing at 8 DPO with 3 different brands and lining them up like a crime scene. And that's okay. It's okay. Many of the early results tests claim to detect pregnancy up to 5 to 6 days early, but here's what you need to understand. The earlier you test, the more likely you'll get a false negative. Now, here's the thing about a positive. A positive is a positive, even if it's faint. It is very unusual to get a false positive. A negative, though, it might just mean not yet, so be patient. So if you get a negative and you still don't get your period in a few days, test again. Here's a little story for y'all when I was pregnant with Lainey, because it was so unexpected, and I'm going to tell more about my own pregnancies throughout this Pregnancy Unpacked series. But I had thought that I was pregnant years before I had her, because she was 7 years younger than Gavin. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, 7 years. And so I had thought I was pregnant and I had a bunch of tests, but I thought in my head, oh my gosh, I spent so much money on tests, y'all. I thought those tests must be expired. There's no way I'm pregnant when I was pregnant with Lainey. I did like 9 tests. I should have just saved the money. But finally, I was like, okay, this is real. There's a faint line. And chances are, if there's a faint line, you are pregnant. So let's talk a little bit about HCG, which is human chorionic gonadotropin. That's a mouthful. It's the hormone that turns your pregnancy test positive, and it starts being produced after implantation. And then it doubles every 48 to 72 hours in your early pregnancy. But everyone's baseline is different. Some people have a slower rising HCG and they won't get a positive until later. My sister, in fact, never got a positive urine test. She always had to have a blood test. Go figure. I don't know why. Some other people can test early and get a positive right away. More HCG does not mean a stronger pregnancy. A lower HCG doesn't mean something's wrong. It's not about the number. It's actually about how it's rising. Unless your provider, maybe you've had losses, your provider is probably not going to track it to see if it's doubling or not, unless there's a problem. So what's most important right now is you just take care of yourself. This is huge because those 2 weeks after ovulation, whether you're waiting for a test to be positive or you're hoping it's negative, can feel like an emotional torture, especially if you've been trying for a while or you've had losses. So here's some ways that you can take care of yourself no matter what, especially if you are pretty sure you're pregnant or you've been trying to get pregnant. Just act like you're pregnant. Take your prenatals, avoid alcohol, for sure avoid smoking. I hope none of you guys are smoking or vaping. Eat nourishing, balanced meals when you can. Stop taking any kind of weird, herbs or different things from the gas station. You know how they have all that crap lined up at the gas station and people take it? Don't be taking it. Start getting enough rest. You may not be able to handle that. You may be sleeping all the time anyway, which is probably a good sign. Be gentle with your body. Stay off of random forums because they might make you anxious. I want you to protect your mental health and just give yourself permission to not obsess. Try journaling, try meditating, try EFT tapping. If you aren't in the membership, get in the membership. Come hang out with us. We'll wait for that positive with you. You can go to labornursemama.com/CMS, Calm Mama Society, and join us. Now, here's what I want you to say out loud. Whether you're scared, whether you're hopeful, whether you're grieving, or you just feel numb, it's okay. Say it out loud. Say it to a friend, say it to your partner, journal it, or just say it to yourself. You don't have to hold it all of it alone. I know some of you guys are really hoping for a positive, and I'm here with you. Girl, send me a DM. Now, if you test and it's negative, here's what you don't need. Shame, blame, or being told stories from other people on what you might have done wrong. If you're trying to conceive, you're not broken. It's not your fault. There's still time. If you were hoping it wouldn't be positive, you're allowed to feel relief and confusion. You might feel a little confused because maybe your heart kind of bonded to the thought that you might be pregnant. You're still allowed to feel emotional, even if you were hoping for a negative. And if you're just plain disappointed, even if you told yourself you wouldn't be, that's valid too. I've had 3 losses. I've had cycles where I've tested 10 times before I finally got a faint line. So I've had pregnancies that have caught me off guard and others that I prayed for. And I promise you, your body is so amazing. You're not behind. You're worthy of the tenderness, the care, the love, the hope. You're not alone. So whether your test is positive, negative, or still too early to tell, I want you to know that you're seen here. This podcast exists to support your entire journey from the exact moment of waiting through the trimesters and all the way to postpartum. And if you want a place to get more hands-on, complete support, check out Calm Mama Society. Click the link in the show notes or go to labornursemama.com/CMS. This is my pregnancy and postpartum community, most insanely amazing women in the world inside of there. I love each and every one of them. And we've got space for every kind of emotion, every kind of journey. We have 3 times a month, we hang out with our pregnant moms on Zoom. 3 times a month, we hang out with our postpartum moms. We do EFT tapping. We have all these extra special parties, and we just adore you guys. So come join us, test it, and stick around. Some of my moms have been with me for years, since 2021. Okay. That's it for today, love. No matter what the test says or when it turns positive, you are so incredible. You're already showing up for yourself in a powerful way. You're already doing the work. You're already worthy of support. And I'm honored to walk this with you. Next episode, we're going to talk about those first 4 to 6 weeks of pregnancy, the physical changes, the emotional whiplash, and how to start making some positive choices. And I will see you there. As always, I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.